I have to delete some messages from my drive, from my cloud storage. I've been uploading a lot of videos, recording a lot of sessions. So I'll go and delete some. Okay, let's start. Traditional absorption costing. And activity-based costing. Traditional absorption costing says that we are costing a product. So if you want to cost a product, cost of a product. And I've said, when it comes to this management accounting, performance management, cost of a product or production costs or product costs. When it comes to this cost accounting, management accounting, performance management, the main thing is learn how to cost a product. So we begin with direct materials. Direct materials, DM. Let's say it is 70 Ghana cedis. Then we bring direct labor, so that they'll make it direct wages. DL stands for direct labor. DM stands for direct material, so they can make it raw material. Direct wages is, let's say, 60 Ghana cedis. Then we'll have, let's say, direct expenses. Sometimes they will not include direct expenses, but let me include it since I'm costing the product. Let's say that's 30 cedis. This is 160. That is called direct or prime costs. This is called direct or prime costs. Then I add, let me say, we have production overheads. Production overheads. We have the variable and we have the fixed. Now, we know that when I add a variable figure, let's say I add a variable to be 40, these two added will give me 200. This 200 is called marginal costs. The 200 cedis is called marginal production costs or variable production costs. And now this one is per unit. Ghana cedis per unit is for one product. So when I add a 40 to this 160, it gives me 200 cedis per unit. That is called the marginal costs per unit because all the direct costs are variable. Variable means that whenever the quantity changes, the amount will also change. The cost will change. So here it is 70 cedis for one unit. If I'm to produce more units, the 70 cedis will change. So they are variable or variable from the word vary, changeable. When I add the first cost, let's say I have a first cost of 50. Now the three costs there, I'm using blue. The three costs there will be 160 plus 40 plus 50, which will give me 250. This 250 cedis is called the absorption cost or the full cost of the product. In terms of traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing, let me say it simply this way. We can find activity-based costing for the variable costs, variable production overheads. You can find activity-based costing for the fixed production costs or the variable production.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Sir.
Can you hear me?
Is it? Yes, the 250 is called what?
Absorption cost, absorption production cost or absorption cost, or the full production cost. The difference between the 200 and 250 is a 50. So the marginal cost is 200 cedis. Absorption cost is 250 cedis. This is marginal cost. This is absorption cost. So the difference between the absorption cost and marginal cost is the fixed production overhead. The difference between 250 and 200 is 50 cedis. And that 50 cedis is the fixed production overhead. So the difference between marginal cost and absorption cost is the fixed production overhead. That is, difference between marginal cost of a product and absorption cost of a product is the fixed production overhead. Now, what I'm trying to say is that we can solve for traditional absorption costing for the variable overheads. We can solve for absorption activity-based costing for the fixed production overheads. So with what we want to do today, let's say we synchronize the variable production overhead, right, and the fixed. We put them together to have like 90. Let's say we have 90. So I'm going to say production overheads, 90. Or let me say 80. Let me choose another figure of 80. So the total is what? The total cost per unit is what? 240 cedis per unit. This is the cost per unit. Cost per unit. Now pay attention. What's the difference between the traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing? If I'm working with traditional absorption activity-based costing, the difference lies in how the overheads are computed. Difference between traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing is how the overheads are computed. In other words, when I'm computing the traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing, the direct materials will be the same. So this 70, 60, 30 to be the same for the traditional absorption costing. It will be the same for the activity-based costing. But the difference between both of them will be how we compute the overheads. So, for example, when it is a traditional absorption costing, I call, let's say TAC and ABC. I can have the same direct material, which will be 70 here, 70 there. Direct labor or direct wages, which will be 60 here, which will be 60 there. Direct expenses, which will be 30 here, which will be 30 there. So in total, I'm going to have 160 here, 160 here. But when it comes to the overheads, overheads are mostly, let's say, the production overheads. The traditional absorption cost, and I can have an overhead of 10. And activity-based cost, and I can have an overhead of 50. That's the difference. That's the difference. So that's the difference between both. So the difference between the traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing is the way the overheads are computed. Do you get it?
Yes, but please, can you repeat the difference between the overhead and absorption costing?
The difference between the traditional absorption costing and activity-based. Traditional absorption costing is the TAC. I think I have to stop using the WhatsApp and be picking it from the stuff. The difference between the traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing is the way the overheads are computed. So you could see that with what I've just written, The total for the traditional absorption cost in the TAC is what? 170. And the total for the activity-based cost is what? 210. So when we are going to start to compute, what I mean to say is that these direct costs, these are called direct costs. The direct material, direct wages, they are called direct costs. The direct costs, are they all the same for both? The
Yeah.
direct cost for the traditional
No.
absorption cost and PAC activity based, are the figures the same?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, look at them well. They are the
160,
same.
160
But what makes the difference?
The overheads.
What makes the difference?
overhead.
Uh-huh. I'm
Overhead.
saying the difference between the traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing is the way the overheads are computed or how the overheads are computed.
Okay.
Because we are talking about absorption, traditional absorption, activity-based costing. So basically, we are talking about how the overheads, traditional absorption, you can hear the word OAR, overhead absorption rates, activity-based cost and activity. Activity will come with what is called cost driver. So traditional absorption, you're talking about OAR. What do we use OAR for? OAR is used to compute overheads, right? What we did yesterday, fixed production overhead per unit. Fixed production overhead per unit. We have to calculate the OAR. That the OAR was the same as the fixed production overhead per unit. So traditional absorption, overhead absorption, AE, they are used to compute for overheads. Activity-based costing. Activity, we come to cost driver. Activity goes with what? Activity level. Activity level. Activity level is the same as cost driver, is the same as quantity, is the same as basis for apportionment. So there are two different methods for both in computing overheads. Therefore, what I'm trying to say in summary is the difference between the traditional absorption cost and activity-based costing is how the overheads are computed. Because when we are costing a product, we start with the material, we start the direct costs, which are material, labor, and expenses. But when you get to the overheads, the two use different methods to compute them. Meanwhile, the direct costs, they are the same. What traditional absorption costing is the same one for the activity base, but the overheads are different. So so the main work is in the overheads. And between the traditional absorption and activity based costing, the traditional absorption costing has a lot of work to be done compared to the activity based costing has a lot of work to be done compared to the traditional absorption costing method. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Okay. This is out of the way. So now let's start. Let's get the work done. There is a simple method I'll use. If I say that the process is long, I'll use a very simple method and move on. All right, let's start. Read question 2. When a question is put or placed before you, what do you first do? Quick, quick, quick. When a question is placed before, what do you first do?
You read the required.
The name, okay. Mm-hmm. Be quick,
Okay,
be quick.
but you read the name of the company. Moon Limited. Moon Limited. So
Mm-hmm.
required A. Calculate the overhead per the appropriate cost driver. B. Compute the overhead attributable to each product. C. Determine the product cost and cost per unit for each product using absorption costing and activity-based costing approach. Then the
Okay, so
question.
yeah. So first, you read the requirements. The name of the entity is Moon Limited. Right at the top, you go and read the requirement. Okay, so that's it. Let's start. Amy, please read.
Uh, Moon Limited produces 3 products with the following cost data for each month ending April 2025. Product XYZ, direct material, 10,000, 15,000, 5,000. Direct labor, XYZ, 45,000, 62,500, 52,000. The following overheads were incurred at the various stages of production. Production setup, 55,000 cedis. Ordering, 35,000 Ghana cedis. Quality control, 20,000 Ghana cedis. Material handling, 60,000 Ghana cedis. Machine costing, 30,000 Ghana cedis. Total, 200,000 Ghana cedis. Analysis of the various activities revealed the following. Product XYZ. Number of setups XYZ 5, 10, 15. Number of orders received XYZ 5, 10, 20. Number of inspections XYZ 2, 3, and 5. Number of requisition XYZ 5, 2, and 8. Machine operating hours XYZ 50, 40, 60. Number
Yeah.
of units produced 150, 200, 300. Labor operating hours 70, 50, 40. And then the required Paul has read already.
Okay. So now it says calculate the overhead per appropriate cost driver. There is a way and there's another way. I'll show you another way. Okay. Now, as I said earlier, when we say traditional absorption costing, the name absorption goes with OAR. When we say activity-based costing, that's what you use to remember. Activity-based costing. Activity goes with what? Activity level. It also goes with the name cost driver. It also goes with the name basis of apportionment. So let us first find the traditional absorption costing. It says per the appropriate cost driver. Right? Cost driver. Cost driver here means activity level. Okay, so let us first find the traditional absorption costing. When we pick, I'll use TAC to represent traditional absorption costing. TAC, traditional absorption costing. What it also means is this. Traditional absorption costing, there is mostly one activity level. It also has a cost driver. It is also called basis of apportionment. So what is the formula for overhead? Overhead or OAR. What's the formula for OAR? We will say that overhead, total overhead. I want to use the graph C2 over total activity level. That's the general formula for OAR. So whenever, depending on the case we are dealing with, then we would adjust the formula to suit it.
Because for the other one, it's the budgeted production, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is the same. It is still the budgeted production overhead over budgeted fixed production unit, but this is a general formula.
Okay.
So when we take it there, then we adjust it to suit that circumstance.
Okay.
But it's a general formula. So pay attention. So let me also cross here and write it CDR. So now this activity level here, I can also say that CDR equals total overhead over total cost drivers. Cost drivers simply means what drives the cost. What drives the overhead? Overhead is a cost. So what drives the overhead? So if you go to the fuel filling station or the gas station and you are buying fuel, what determines the amount you pay? What determines the amount of money you pay for the fuel? Yes.
So for
Let's
this
repeat
one,
Fuel. When you go and buy fuel at the fuel filling station or gas filling station, how is the amount you paid, or how is the amount paid determined? Or when you pay the amount, what determines the quantity of fuel you are going to have?
How much fuel you're buying.
So when you pay, let's say you pay first. When you pay first, what determines the quantity of fuel to be given to you, to your vehicle?
The rate. The price of fuel per
The way
liter.
you're putting your question is funny.
Okay, I want you to get the concept so that I move on.
Okay.
What do we use to measure fuel? The fuel
Liters.
discharge. Let me put it there. So the liters determine the amount of money you pay, or when you pay, the number of liters to be given to you determines the number of liters to be given to you, right? Is based on the amount you paid. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So if the liters, if like you are saying the rate is something per liter. I wanted a unit of measurement. So if someone pays 100 cedis for fuel, then they will give him a number of liters to satisfy the 100 cedis, which matches the 100 cedis, right? If someone pays 500, then that person will pay, that person will be given number of liters, which corresponds to the 500 cedis. So that's liter when it comes to fuel. So let's say the fuel cost is driven by a cost driver called liters. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that cost driver is the same as what is called activity level. It's the same as what is called activity level. So when we come to the traditional absorption costing, its activity level or cost driver is mostly it's labor hours, direct labor hours. Mostly. So it could be machine hours, it could be kilograms, but for mostly it can be labor hours or machine hours. Because when the first traditional absorption costing was first instituted, they were using laborers. Before the technological revolution came about, it was human beings who were working, so they could compute the costs, right, based on the human working hours, or which is the labor hours. But now, as technology and other things came in, now they realized that machines could perform some of the jobs. So when you want to compute the activity-based costing, which came about basically as a result of the technological revolution, right, where they could use machines to do other things to facilitate and expedite the process of production. Now, we will cost an overhead, or we will cost an item based on the activity level. So activity-based cost is saying that the activity level determines the cost. Are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
The activity level determines the cost. That is basically what we are trying to say here. The activity level determines the cost. So if the activity level determines the cost, it means that when we have several overheads, because overhead is a cost, when we have several overheads, those several overheads can all have different activity levels. They can all have unique activity levels. So if let's say I have a fuel cost, fuel overhead, what is the cost? What's the cost driver for fuel overhead?
Liters.
Liters. So when I'm calculating the cost driver for liters, the cost driver rate for liters, if I'm calculating the cost driver rate for fuel overhead, I'm going to settle on the the fuel cost and the liters. The liters will be the activity level for the fuel. What if I have something like purchase costs, and the cost driver will be number of purchase orders, because the number of orders I place tells the cost which I will incur, isn't it? Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you could see that the purchase cost is driven by number of purchase orders. The fuel overhead is driven by number of liters. I hope you are getting the concept right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can have another one like, let's say, machine running costs, right? Then the cost drivers could be number of machine hours. I hope you get it.
Yeah.
So you could see that these are different overheads, specific overheads. And these specific overheads all have their unique cost drivers, right? Are you following?
Yeah.
So these unique cost drivers here are the respective activity levels. So when you say activity-based costing, the cost driver here, the cost driver here, the
Yeah.
cost is, or the cost refers to these fuel overhead or fuel cost, purchase cost, and machine cost. And they have cost drivers, the cost and their cost drivers. And their cost drivers are liters, number of purchase orders, number of machine hours, respectively. Unlike the traditional absorption, which has only one cost driver, mostly labor hours or machine hours, one of them. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So for the traditional absorption costing, we are going to use only one cost driver. So traditional absorption costing, the cost will be there and they will have only one cost driver, labor hours or machine hours, or as the question will determine. But with activity-based costing, the costs, which is the activity-based costing, the cost will be determined by the respective activity level or the respective activity. So if the cost is fuel cost, then we go and check the respective activity to be what? Liters, number of liters. If the cost is purchase cost, it will be determined by the cost driver, which is activity, which is what? The number of purchase orders. If the cost is machine running cost, we'll go and check the corresponding activity or the cost driver, which is what? Number of machine hours. Are we okay?
Yeah.
So we can find what is called the cost driver rate for fuel. We can find the cost driver rate for purchase cost. We can find the cost driver rate for what? Machine running cost. So even if you are using only these three activity levels, I will have only one OAR for traditional absorption costing. But when it comes to the activity-based costing, I will have three CDRs. First CDR will go to the fuel. Second CDR, with the cost driver rate, will go to the purchase cost. And the third CDR will go to what? Machine running cost. All these costs, the reason why I told you from the beginning that the difference between the traditional absorption and activity-based costing is determined by the way the overheads are computed. Why? Because all these are talking about overheads. Do you get the concept right?
Yeah.
Now that we've gotten the concept right, let's start to solve it. I'm using a different and quick method to solve the E. We don't have time. Are you writing?
Mm-hmm.
You, they play. Okay, let's go. So A, it says calculate the overhead per the appropriate cost driver. So computation of overhead per the appropriate cost driver. A. Now watch. Let me start with the traditional absorption costing. Traditional absorption costing, the first thing you solve for is the OER. What is the OER? It is the total overhead. Here you are using the general formula. Total overhead.
Sir,
Yes.
please kindly hold on a bit for me. Give me like 2 minutes or 3.
Hold on. Amy, I'll make you a co-host, then you'll be pausing it for me whenever she says we should give her some time.
Where do I pause it?
Yeah, hold on. So you see, did you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
You go to more. Okay, so when I say pause, you go there and pause it. Okay.
Yes.
Computation of iron. So we said that when solving the traditional absorption question, the first we have to deal with is to find the what? OAR. So we will divide the OAR. We will say the general formula, total overhead over what? Total activity level. But as I said, mostly when it comes to traditional absorption question, it is total labor hours. Are we good? Total labor hours. So watch. You then go and find the total overheads. So now let's go to the question. When she read, she said, product, direct material, direct labor, they are called direct costs. And I've told you they'll be the same for both costing techniques. The costing techniques are traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing. It says the following overheads. These guys here, they are overheads, were incurred at the various stages of production process. These are the overheads. So I've told you the difference between the traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing is the way the overheads are computed. So you're dealing with traditional absorption. We want to find the cost driver overhead. So what is the total overheads? What's the total overheads?
200,000.
Is here. All these guys here, their total is 200. So I'll come and write it here, 200,000. Then I'll come and find the total labor hours. Total labor hours. Sometimes the question will choose not to give you the total, right? The question will choose not to give you the total. Your duty will be to add all, right? Then you find the total. You come and add all, 55,000 plus 35,000 plus 20 plus 60 plus 30. All together gives us what? 200. And you must also confirm on your calculator whether it is truly 200,000. It is exams. You have to be painstaking. You have to confirm values. Otherwise, you go and use the wrong. So you have to also add all these to confirm whether it is truly indeed 200,000. They can even write 70,000 there. And a lazy student will not confirm and just pick the value and write it in a solution. Then that will be wrong. So confirm whether it's 200. And whenever you are adding figures, when they are round figures, or when they are in thousands, so that's when there are 3 zeros after the comma, just add the first digits, right? Add the first digit before the 3 zeros. If it is million and all the questions are in million or the figures are million, and there are 3 zeros, round figures, just use the digits which do not involve the zeros at the end. That's all. So here I'll add 55. Because they all have 3 zeros, round zeros, 3 zeros at the end, I'll hang them there. 35 plus 20 plus 60 plus 30. What do we have?
200.
Is it 200?
Sorry, please tell me.
Please, let's be quick. Let's be quick. Is it 200?
Yeah.
If it's 200, then we are. If it's not 200, it's 210.
35, 55 plus 35. No, sorry.
Let's be quick. Let's be quick. We have a lot of
It's
things
200.
to do.
It's
If it's
200.
200, then you use the figure. You must always confirm it. It's 200. You use the figure there. Now, we proceed. What is the total labor hours? So that's where the overheads are. So the overheads equals what? 200,000. Confirmed. Confirmed. Then we go to the next one. Total labor hours. Total labor hours. We find the total labor hours. Let's look at labor hours. You could see 45,000. Is that correct? Those are monetary figures because they are matched with the CD sign. Look at something. All these are cities. We are not dealing with it. We need the total number, total labor hours. So we search for it here. Here is it. Labor operating hours. This is it.
Okay.
So there are 3 products the business is dealing with. I'm using red. These are the 3 products. X, Y, Z. So for labor operating hours, X. How many total labor hours is for X?
20.
Y.
That's what they've written there.
Quick. Why?
Why 50?
Z.
Then 40.
40.
40. That's the total. What does it give us?
260.
260.
150.
It's 160. I'm not using the currencies. I'm not using the Ghana cedis. I need a total labor hour. So the business used 160 hours to produce all the XYZ. All right. Okay, pay attention. So you let me finish it. So total labor hours, we have what? 70 plus 50 plus 40, giving us what? 260 hours. Now we go and find out we've gotten a values now. So we go and find our OER. What is our OER? Total overhead. What's our total overhead? 200,000 divided by what? 160 hours. What do we have?
1250.
1250. Don't say, we will say one. What is 1250? 1,250.
Yes.
So 1,250 per hour. Don't say 1,250 or 1,250. It's per hour. That's the OER. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Now, so we have done for the, it says, so here the labor hours is also a cost driver, but it is also the activity level. That's it. Now, I'm still on the A. Now I use traditional absorption costing. Here, you can write it in full, don't write this in exams. Now I'm going to use the activity-based costing. And we said the activity-based costing, like I explained earlier here, I can find the CDR for each of the overheads we see there. Here we have production setup as an overhead cost. We have overhead, all these are overheads. We have ordering costs. I can find the CDR for the ordering cost. I can find the CDR for quality control. I can find the CDR for material handling. I can find the CDR for machining costs. If I should find a CDR, to make the work very long. This is for shortcut to exams. So I would find it this way. The CDR2 will be that. Let me show you something. So activity-based costing, ABC. So let's say, what is the formula for the CDR? It should be the total overhead over what? The total cost driver. So what is the first overhead? Quick. What's the first overhead? Hey, are we here?
Yes, sir.
Hello? What is the first overhead?
I'm here.
What is the first overhead? What is the first overhead?
Production setup.
Pay attention. If you know you are busy, let me know and then end the session and you be.
No.
I said these three, the red, all those people are overheads. So I'm asking, what's the first overhead? Overhead is money. What's the first overhead?
55.
No,
55,000.
the name.
And the name, production setup.
So production setup. So I'm going to find the CDR for production setup. So the CDR will be, what is the total overhead for the production setup?
55,000.
55 watts. Please don't be saying that. 55 can mean anything. 55 body counts, 55 abortions,
You
55.
said the 1,000.
Yeah, bring the 1,000 cities. You are discussing
I
accounting
said
here.
it.
We are not
55,000
discussing
cities.
immorality.
Oh God.
55,000 divided by, what is the total cost driver? So now, before we will start with the CDR, let me also start with this. I think I jumped a step ahead. Hold on. Before we start solving activity-based costing, we'll come to the CDR. What I wrote is correct, but let me first show you a first step. From here, I told you that all these are what? Costs, right? Activity-based costing. You find the costs first. The costs are the same as the overhead. Then you find the activity. The activity are what? The cost drivers, right? Right?
Yes.
That's the first thing you find before you come and find the CDR. So first, activity-based costing, find the costs. Then find the cost drivers. Find the costs and find the costs drivers. So what are the costs? You repeat what you see there. You repeat this. Just repeat them, not the amount. Repeat the names. So we have what? Production setup costs is an overhead. We have what? Ordering costs. Overhead means indirect costs. We have quality control. We have material handling. We have what? Machine costs. And you link each of the overheads to the corresponding cost drivers. So production setup, its cost driver is what? Number of setups. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Then we go to ordering. Its activity level is what? Number of orders received. Like fuel. What is the cost driver for fuel? It's liters. Or liters will tell the amount of money you pay for the fuel. So if you give 100 cedis, the 100 cedis is the fuel cost. Then that will be the liters, or the amount you pay will determine the liters of fuel you'll be served with. Are you good?
Yeah.
So ordering cost. What drives the ordering cost? What will cause the ordering cost to increase or decrease is the number of orders you place. Quality control. Quality control goes with number of inspections. So quality control, number of inspections, that's the cost driver. Material handling. Material handling will go with what? Number of requisitions. How many materials did you order? That's a cost driver. Now, machine operating hours. Machine operating hours will go with what? Machine costs. So all the 5 overheads, they have their corresponding activity. So you could see it says that analysis of, look at what the question says. Analysis of the various activities or cost drivers activities. So product here, we have all the activities here. And the numbers here are called activity levels. The numbers here are called activity levels. So the activities or the cost drivers are what you are seeing there. So now I come to my question, my answer script on the left. Production setup, what is the cost driver?
Number of setups.
All right, here, number of setups. That's the first thing you do under ABC.
Okay.
Ordering cost. Pearl, what is the activity? What's the cost driver?
Number of orders received.
Now, that's how. So I'm going to copy them here. So I'm writing them. Production setup is number of setups. Whenever it's activity based, that's the first thing you have to find. Ordering cost is number of orders received.
Number of inspection.
Number of inspections. So you see how easy we got the traditional absorption cost, and it's very easy. But the most of the works are in the ABC. That one's a lot of work. Then we have material handling as well, number of requisitions. Number of requisitions means the number of times you order for material. In business, ordering mostly is the technical terms like requisition. Then machine cost is machine operating hours. Now, we have to find their totals. We have to find their totals. We need their totals. So what do? We'll go in here and pick number of setups, right? We have 5, 10, and 15, right? So 5 plus 10 plus 15. What do we have? 30. Now go to number of orders received. 5 plus 10 plus 20. 5 plus 10 plus 20. What do we have?
35.
Number of inspections, what do we have?
10.
2 plus 3. You have to show working, you 2 plus 3 plus 5. Which is what? 10. Number of requisition, what do we have? 5
15.
plus 2 plus 8. 5 plus 2 plus 8. Which is what? 15. Number of machine operating hours. 50, 40, 60.
150.
50, 40 plus 60. Which is 1,350. That's it. Now from here, I'll come back to what we did at first, which I claimed. The CDR. The CDR equals to what? The same formula. Total overhead over, now I'll not use total activity, I'll use total cost drivers. The cost drivers are, the totals are what I have just written there. So if I pick an overhead cost like operating, production setup, production, or let me put it this way, CDR for production setup. It's an overhead. Equals, what's the total overhead? What's the total overhead for production setup?
30.
What is, look at it, what is the production over, what is the total production overhead for? The production setup. 5,000 cedis.
55,000.
Divided by, what's the total cost drivers for production setup? 30. So 30 number of setups. So that's it, or 30 setups. What do we have?
1833.3.
What?
1833.3.
Per what? Per setup, right?
Mm.
Now, you can do this for all of them.
Okay.
You can do this for ordering, the same as, so you find the CDR for ordering. You find the CDR for quality control. You find the CDR for material handling. You find the CDR for machine. I'm not going to do that. Are you good? Good. You can find it for all of them. It is cool. But that method is a long method. Now let me show you another method. It says calculate the overhead per the appropriate cost driver. So this is the CDR for the production setup. And it says overhead. It didn't say we should find the CDR. But if the question says you find the cost driver rate, then this is what you do to find the cost driver rate. Well, CDR is the cost driver rate, right? So, hold on. We have here 70. Hey, the question didn't save part of it. Okay, let me go on. So we have CDR for production setup. That's it. You can find CDR for ordering cost, the same. Pick it divided by the total. Quality control, pick the amount, divide. Just follow the formula. I'm using the formula to do it. Total overhead, then the total cost drivers. Then I'll find it. So this is called a cost driver rate. Just like the overhead absorption rate, this is a cost driver rate. You can do for all. Alternatively, let's do this. To find the overhead absorption cost, after I find the cost and cost drivers and total, I'll come. Instead, I should find the overhead per the appropriate cost driver. So production overhead. I'll pick X, Y, Z. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Pay attention. What is the amount for production overhead? Sorry, what is the amount for production setup? Production setup.
55,000.
Pay attention. All right, equals 55,000. I am coming to share this 55,000 to X, Y, and Z. What is the basis for apportionment? The base for apportionment to apportion this 55,000 is called number of setups. That's the cost driver. So look at what we have. The X, right? The X. How many number of setups do we have for X?
5.
I'm taking my time.
It will be
So
5.
how many number of setups do you have for X?
5.
5. And what is the total?
30.
What's the total number of setups?
5.
We got 30 here. We got what? 35 here. We got what? 10 here. We got what? 15 here. We got what? 150 there. Right? That's what is on the left, the totals. So watch. When I pick for X, which is 5 number of setups, I'll divide it by the total 30. When I pick for Y, which is what? 10 number of setups, I'll divide by the total 30. When I pick for Z, which is 15 number of setups, I'll divide by the total. Then I'll multiply each of them by the cost, because that's what I'm sharing, by the 55,000. By the 55,000. By the 55,000. Do we get it?
Yeah.
So what do we have? Pearl, do the first one, then Amy, then Pearl.
We have 5 divided by 30 times 55,000, right?
Madam, be quick.
I'm asking, I can't see.
What can't you see?
The X.
Tell me what you see. Then the one you
5
can say, write it.
divided by 30 times 55,000.
That's what we said.
91.
Open your eyes. What is it?
9166.6.
9166.6. So 9167. Amy.
Sir, hold on.
5 divided by 30 times 55,000.
Yes.
You said 9166.6. So
yes,
approximate to me is 9167.
Say, hold on. You see the first method that we were using, we did when we did the calculation, I got 188. Is it supposed to be the same or?
I'm saying we are using a different approach.
Yes, and I mean the previous approach we used when we did the total calculation, we got 188.
See,
Then
I've
we
written it
found,
here.
yes, is it not supposed to like correspond with that, like to be the same as that answer or?
I'm saying we are using a different approach.
Okay, we've not reached the answer yet.
Finish it for me. I mean,
I don't understand.
The next one is
I
one
understand
eight.
your question. What I'm saying is that we are
Mm,
using a different approach, so you not get the same answer. We are not
okay,
working to get that answer.
okay,
And
that's
that's
fine.
this work we've just done. This that we've
Mm,
done.
mm,
This that you've done. The
mm,
CDR, you have to do the CDR for ordering. You have to do the
okay.
CDR for all of you have to do it one after the other.
Okay, before you, okay, now I get it.
You'll be getting the same final answer somewhere, but not where we are now.
Okay, yes, please.
Or we will get you wait. You see, this one here. I've done CDR for production setup. Production setup is
Mm,
the overhead. You have to do
mm,
CDR for ordering, CDR for quality control, CDR for
mm,
material handling, CDR for machine
mm,
cost.
mm,
I have just done for the first one, so you can continue and do
mm,
for the other. But
okay,
don't use that approach. It's a long process.
okay,
That's what I'm trying to say. So we are using a different approach, but we'll get the same. In fact, we should get this figure eventually. When we use that approach, you get this figure eventually, and we'll get it. So
okay,
when we come there,
okay.
okay, let's hold on. Let's hold on. The production setup. You don't worry. Let's finish it. Amy, what do you have?
18,333.33.
10 over 30 times 55,000.
18,333.
Is it a 10
And
over 30 times 5,000?
uh-huh.
What's her name? Pearl.
7,500.
Z. Do the. I told you that you do the Z. Be quick. Be quick.
Yeah, 27,500.
Pay attention. What was the CDR for production setup? Yes. What was the CDR for production setup?
55.
Oh, madam, isn't that what we just did? Here.
Sorry, 916.
No, look here. CDR for production setup is what?
1,833.33.
18. What I'm trying to say, you just follow what I'm doing. I'll explain why. The CDR, I said CDR. I only did for one. I didn't do for the remaining overheads. I just did for one. So, and now we've just finished computing the production setup for each of the products. This is the overhead for each of the products. Now, I'm saying, what is the CDR for production setup? 1,833, right?
Yeah.
Multiply this 1,833 by 50 by 5. What do you have?
9165.
91 what?
65.
Okay, multiply 1,833.333. Make the 3 4 after the decimal place and multiply by 5.
9166.6.
So when you approximate, what do you have?
9167.
Is it the same as this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that when you do the CDR, we are solving it for 1. Then we come and multiply by X number of units. You get the X. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
We come and multiply by the number of setups for X, which is 5. 5 here. So that CDR times 5 will give us the 9167. Amy, multiply the 1,833 by 10. What do we have?
18333.3.
Is it the same as what you have here?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's be quick.
It is.
Pearl, multiply the 1833 and 3333 times 15. What do you have?
It was 15. It's 27499.99.
So when you are putting, what do you have? 27500. Is it the same here?
Yes.
If you use the CDR method, unless the question asks you to find the cost driver rates for each overhead, if you use the CDR for each of them, the issue will be that after finding 1833, you have to come back and multiply by 5 to get what we are getting here.
Okay.
So when you use this method, it will give you the overhead. It says calculate the overhead per the appropriate cost driver. And that's what we are trying to do here. Are you getting it? So the overhead is 9167. The 5/30 is the cost driver. The 5/30 is the number of orders. That's the cost driver. So you've gotten 9167 is the overhead for X and the production setup. So if you go and use the CDR first, it will be a long process. You will now go and find a CDR for all the 4. When you go and find the CDR for all the 5 overheads, then you come back again, come and write production setup. Then you multiply the CDR by the what's the name? Multiply the CDR by the activity level or the cost driver for each of the products before you come and get the 9167. So why don't we just use this method, which will give everything for us?
Okay.
Right? But before you solve the AB, first, you have to find the cost and the cost drivers and their totals. Then you can come and do what I'm doing now. If the question asks you to find the cost driver rates, then you do what I did here, the CDR for each of them.
Okay.
But the question didn't say you should find the cost driver, it said you should find the overheads per the appropriate cost driver. So what I'm trying to do is another way of finding the overheads. And that is easier. Do you get it?
Yes.
So now let's go. What is the next? What is the next overhead? Ordering costs. This weather, the way it's drizzling. Are you guys aware?
Nah.
Yeah, it's been raining.
Don't be tempted.
What is the ordering cost?
55,000.
Please. Look at the thing. We don't have time.
What? I've never write it.
Ordering is 35,000.
What are you ordering? Look at the question. You are writing the wrong thing.
35,000.
Look at the question. You say you have not written it. Look at the question. You are looking into your book. Nonsense.
Okay.
We have X, we have Y, we have Z. Pearl, the first one, what do we go?
We do 5x. S is 5, so 5 over the total, which was 35. 5 over 35 times 35,000.
Good. Amy, the next one, what do we do?
The next one, we have 10 over 35 times 35,000.
Pearl, what do we do next?
20 over 35 times 35,000.
So we'll do that and give the values.
$5,000.
What?
5,000.
5,833. No, the first one is not 5,000.
How can it be 5,000? I don't understand.
The first one is not 5,000.
What?
Are you sure?
For X, 5 over 30 times 35,000.
5 over 35 times 5,000. How can it be?
It's 5. 5/35 times 35,000.
It's 5,000. What is she let me see your calculator. Display it on the screen. Let me see. Amy, what is the Y? Let's be quick.
It's okay. It's 5,000.
Why?
Sorry.
What is the Y? Do your own.
No, I put
Do your
30,
own.
35, sorry.
What is your problem?
Oh God.
Do your own. Do your own.
Oh Lord.
Amy, what's your own? Let's be quick. We don't have time. Amy, what's your own? Why?
Sorry, I was on mute. It's 2,000, 20,000.
Madam, you are doing why? Open your eyes and shine it. Use shine, and shine your eyes.
I've done the last one. I've done Z. The Z is 20,000. So how can
I
do?
said
The Y is
why?
10,000. The 10, so it's okay. The Y is 10,000.
You're provoking me. I don't understand. What does she eating this morning?
No, there's something wrong with you already. Since
You
last
keep
night.
quiet. All right, let's continue. What's the next overhead?
Please. The next overhead is quality control cost.
What's the amount?
20,000.
Let's be quick. X, Y, Z. So X spell.
2/10 times 20,000.
Amy.
3
Is she
over
taking
10.
a bath or what?
3 over 10 times 20,000.
Next.
5/10 times 20,000.
You don't answer. I have to finish quickly.
Yes, please. 4,000.
The first. Hello. Please be quick now.
The next one is 6,000. And then the next one is 10,000.
So let's do, how many more do we have?
Few.
How much is it?
Oh, so 60,000. So it should be 5. Yes, it should be 5/15 times 60,000.
Next.
2 over 20 times 60,000.
Next.
8 over 20 times 60,000.
Open your eye. 8 over what?
20.
15.
15.
Right. Oh, 15, sorry.
Watch. It is 5/15. 2/15. 8/15. 50/50. 150. 40/150. 60/150. You go and do any other thing. Now let me you want to finish. I'll show you something. 5/15, 60. What do we have? 20,000, right?
20,000, then 8,000, then 32,000.
But why are you saying no?
I
Now
didn't say no.
Watch. When you add all these, it should give you 60,000.
Okay.
When you add all these, it should give you 20,000. When you add all these, She give you 35,000. When you add all this, you give 55,000. Why? We are apportioning the cost to the three products. So there's no way after apportioning the cost, it shouldn't be the same as the total cost apportion shouldn't be the same as the single sum which was apportioned to each of them. I gave 10 people, I gave 5 people 100,000 Ghana Cedis share. 5 people 100,000. Each will take 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. So if at the end, I'm expecting each of them to take 20,000, and at the end, they tell me that when they share the money, the total money which they shared is 110. So I gave you 100,000 to share. How come now you were able to share 110,000? Where did you get the 10,000 from? You understand it? That overage, that excess, that sub, where did you get the 10,000 from? So if it's 100,000, your total should give you the 100,000 you share.
Yeah.
Do we get it? Hello, do we get it?
Yes, sir.
But that doesn't mean when you go and add, you don't need to add anything. I'm just proving it to you that is it. It must add up to it.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Mahim.
Now we are done with the A. Let's go to the B.
Don't you do the machining costing?
I'm tired.
The last one
What is it?
is 50 over 150 times.
Just follow the way I did it.
Sorry.
Huh?
30,000.
Practice.
So I was running for you.
Yeah, please. You see the way you've understood it. If you don't practice, you forget it. It become plenty, but just let practice. The strategies I've taught you, that's all. You'll be okay. So let's go. 30,000. What do we have?
30,000 x 50 over 150 times 30,000 equals 10,000.
We don't have time, so I want us to finish quickly. Pearl, next.
Equals 10,000. Let's just do it at one.
Pearl, next.
40
You are
over
slower.
150. Oh God, I'm still answering, but you are not listening.
I'm listening now. What do we have? Quick.
40
8,000.
over 150 times 30,000. 8,000.
What?
8,000.
It's not thousand. It's thousand.
I said something. You say you can't hear me.
Next.
60 over 150 times 30,000 equals 12,000.
So you have to be quick. Because you've understood it, so don't delay. We don't have time. Pearl, what's the answer?
12,000. Amy said it.
Oh, I'm asking you. If Amy said I didn't hear, that's what I'm asking you.
12,000.
Now we are done with the A. Let's go to the B.
Hey,
I've told you the difficult one is the A. The difficult one is the traditional absorption. That one is a lot of work. So the B says compute the overhead attributable to each product. So overhead, computation of overhead. They will bring one of them to your exam. I'm solving this with you.
Okay.
Attributable to each product. The other one is a lot. I don't know. So I'll bring product X, product Y, product Z. Then I'll bring the Ghana cedi sign, the currency sign. Will it fit here? Okay. Now, what are the overheads? Let me write your overheads. What are the overheads?
Production setup, ordering, quality control, machine handling, machine costs.
I'm just copying these guys. I'm copying these guys. I'm copying them. These guys. Okay. I'm just copying them. Because it says overheads. Overheads attributable to. As you compute the overhead, attributable to each product. So production setup. Then what is next? Ordering. Then quality control. Then what? Material handling. Then what?
Machining costing.
So X, when you go to production setup, X, how much was it for X? When you go to production setup, X.
5,000. Hey,
Yeah. This production setup.
9,167.
We don't have time. You can answer this, so just give me the figures. Why? Have you written yours down?
Why are you giving me pressure? How can I write? I only take screenshots so that I write later.
Please. I ask you to be writing. You have to write quickly. You have to be writing quickly. And you are taking. How can you cope? When it is calculation, you have to be writing alongside so that you understand it. When I'm done and you are not going to do copy and paste, how can you understand it?
18,333.
We are doing calculation. You are saying, like a lady, a certain student, when I'm teaching, you say, Semano, I'm listening. Say, calculation course which I'm solving, instead of you solving, you are listening. When I finish, and when she finishes, listen to me. When she finishes and give the person an assignment, she'll fail. She can't even do it. I said, but how would you be listening to a full calculation question?
That's what I did yesterday. After the section, I wrote everything down.
You'll be there and be speaking grammar. Why? What is why?
18,333.
Z.
27,500.
Amy, next. Ordering.
5,000, 10,000, 20,000.
Madam, well, are you rapping or you are proposing to a guy?
5,000, 10,000, 20,000.
Well, next.
4,000. 6,000.
Somebody was doing it and I gave it to her. You are also repeating the attitude.
That's something already.
4,000.
6,000.
Madam, are you in
6,000, 10,000. You've been mentioning it. Well, it's like you can't hear me. 4,000, 6,000, 10,000.
There are woods in my ears, so I can't hear you. Amy, next.
10,000. Wait, what are we on?
The last
one. We are on the tree.
Material handling. So 20,000, 8,000, and 32,000.
Hold on. When I start.
20,000, 8,000, 32,000. And the last one, 10,000.
The last one.
10,000, 8,000, 12,000.
Then we add everything. That will give you the total overhead for each product.
The first one is 48,167.
$48. For the next one.
I'm doing it. You wait small.
53.
I don't have this one. My patience has expired. Amy, do the Z.
Okay.
53,333.
What is 53,333?
50,000, 333,000.
It's not 300 down. It's 300 and.
Hey, so you have been saying to the cap and compute.
Will you keep quiet? Amy, the last one.
92,500.
So that is a B. We are done with a B. Okay. A says calculate the overhead per the cost driver. We use the cost driver. B says compute. Wait. B says I should compute the overhead attributable to each product. So the overhead for each product, we've done it.
Okay.
The C says determine the total cost and cost per unit for each product using absorption costing and activity-based costing. Now, the computation of the overhead attributed to each product, we've done it. This one we just did. It is for the traditional absorption costing.
Correct.
No, this one is for the activity-based costing. So you have to write it at the top. Now you have to calculate the overhead also for the traditional absorption costing. They all go in for the B. So traditional absorption costing. We have X, we have Y, we have Z. Right?
Yeah.
Overhead. What was the OAR we computed for the traditional absorption costing? It
1,250
didn't.
hours.
Hold on. 70. We had 70 plus 50
Plus 40,
equals
which gave
what?
us 50 hours.
Plus 40. We gave us what? 160. So the OAR was 200,000
No, one,
divided
two.
by
Okay.
160 hours. So what do we have?
1,250
Per hour. That was the OAR. So we come here. Watch. We come here. Overhead, we will say the OA. Now look at the formula. What is OAR? Total overhead over total labor hours, right? For the OAR in this question. So we found the OAR to be 1,250. Now we want to find the overhead again, but this is not the usual overhead. This is the overhead for the product cost. So what will be the formula for the total overhead? Yes, what will be the formula for the overhead?
It will be the total overhead over total labor hours. So the 200,000 over
No.
70 plus
Hold on. The overhead, the formula there, I want to make overhead a salary. Just use the formulas, the formula to do it. Don't put in figures. Pearl, what will be the formula for overhead?
Overhead is equal to OAR times total.
Total what? Labor hours.
Total labor
Correct.
hours, yeah.
So just the overhead, make it a subject. It's going to be the overhead. Let me write it this way. So for those who may have struggled with this, it's going to be the OAR times the total labor hours equals what? The total overhead. That's what we are solving for. So the question says we should find the overhead for each of the products. So what is the OAR? The OAR is 1,250. And now multiply it by, what is the total labor hours for X? What is the total labor hours for X?
Total labor 70.
70. For Y, for Y.
50.
For Z.
40.
So you multiply it, you multiply the OAR by each of the total labor hours. Then you get the corresponding overhead. So this one by this will go here. This one by this will go here. This one by this will go there. Do we get it? So Pearl, that start for us.
87,500. 87,500 for.
How did you get that figure?
1,250 times 70.
8,000 what?
Oh, sorry. 87,500.
Amy,
62,500.
Pearl.
50,000.
50,000. I don't understand.
50,000.
It's not 50,000. It's 50,000.
50,000.
So pay attention. Another way I could solve them was this. I'll not find the OAR. Another way I could have solved them was this. Traditional absorption cost and overhead. X, Y, Z. I have X, Y, Z. Ghana city, Ghana city, Ghana city. What is the total overhead we have? Total of all of them,
200.
200,000.
Then I'll pick X. How many labor hours? You know that the cost driver is labor hours, right? So X, how many labor hours for X?
70.
Total. Over the total. What's the total?
200,000.
Madam. Total labor hours. Total labor hours. Have you seen it?
Okay, 160. Yeah, 160. Hey.
We are doing it like the same cost drivers. So one cost driver for X over the total cost driver.
160.
The other cost driver is for 50 for Y over the total cost driver. The other cost driver is for 40 over the total cost driver. Then we multiply each of them by the cost overhead. We are sharing the 200. So the first one, what do we have?
87,500.
Second.
62,500.
Pearl, the last one. Be quick. Ebe.
But 50,000.
What?
50,000.
They are the same. That's it. Are we good?
Yeah.
We can use either method. You get the same thing. So we go with the last one. Determine the total cost and cost per unit for each product using absorption costing and activity-based costing approaches. So C. Computation of total costs and cost per unit using traditional absorption costing and activity-based costing. So let's start with the traditional absorption costing. It says the cost per unit. Cost per unit is talking about not just overhead though. The A and B were overheads. The C is talking about the cost per unit. The cost per unit. So the cost per unit using traditional absorption costing. The cost is the product cost, which I started with. The product cost here. The question says you should compute this. You should compute the product cost. See this. So this is the product cost per unit. You should compute this. So based on the given information, I start. So X, Y, Z. Are you vomiting?
No, teacup. Sorry.
Yo, maybe big teacupping in the office.
Hiccup.
We start. What's the first? We are costing a product. What's the first thing to do?
Overhead.
Leave my class.
Oh,
Pack your things and go and stand out. So when I finish, I'll call
That's
you
what
to
you
come
did
in.
the last time.
CAC.
We are costing a product. What do we first start?
OAR.
Hey. Direct material. Product cost. Can't you see product cost here?
She said it.
I'm saying we are costing a product.
Okay.
Yeah. Cost. We are determining the cost of a product per unit.
Okay.
So you start with material. Overhead is just one part of the overhead is here. The overhead you are talking about is here. We have solved the overhead already, but we are finding the cost per unit, the entire cost of the product. And I said product cost starts with material, labor, direct expenses, and we come and add the overheads. So we start with what? Direct material. Are you good?
Yeah.
The direct material is what? 10,000 for X. So write the same figure. This 10,000 is not for one, it's for the total. Then Y is what? 15,000. Then the Z is what? 5,000. Followed by what?
Direct.
Quick.
Direct labor.
Direct labor. What do you have? 45,000. 62,500. And what? 52,000. Hold on. So these two gives us the direct cost. I'm not. Should I? Okay. Let me bring it in.
You have a call.
Oh, don't mind them. They are the student. They are disturbing me. 55,000. These two gives us what? 77,500. These two gives us what? 57,000. Is that correct?
Yeah. Hey.
This what I've just written is called direct costs. That's the total direct of all of them. The total is called direct costs. In exam, you can choose not to add them together because of the time, but if you do it, fine. Then what is the next one? The overheads. We computed the overheads. Hold on, let me change it. The next one is the overheads. We computed these overheads in where? B, right? So in B, that's where you calculated the overhead.
Yes. Sorry.
Amy, please pause it. So the overhead is traditional absorption costing. I'll go to the traditional absorption costing and pick my overheads from there. X, Y, and Z. So let's continue. What is my overhead for X?
87,500.
Fail.
The next one.
This one come out. 62,500.
Amy.
50,000.
Then you add 500 here. So Pearl do the Y, let me do the Z.
Mm-hmm. What? 140,000.
Amy.
107,000.
This is the total cost. The question is you find the total cost. This is the total cost. It says C. Determine the total cost. That's the total cost. And cost per unit. So pay attention. Costs per unit. When the question says cost per unit, it's the same as cost slash units. And cost slash unit is the same as what?
Cost slash unit.
The same as cost over unit. Cost per unit is the same as cost slash unit. It's the same as cost over unit. We get it?
Yes, yes.
So, do we have the total cost? Do you have the cost of each of the products? Yes, that's the total cost. These ones are the costs.
Okay.
Do we have the units in the question? Do we have the units in the solution we are solving? Do we have the unit there in the solution? What I've just written. Do you see me writing anything like units there?
No.
You go and bring the units. You bring the units and attach it to the costs. So units. So the cost and the units, what's their relationship? They are dividing, right?
Yeah.
So divided by the units. So what are the units? Go to the question. How many of the X are produced per the question? Look at this.
150.
Number of units produced. This is what I'm talking about.
50.
So how many units were produced? Units produced. Let me add units produced. Or just units. Because it's only units here. So X, how many? 150.
150.
Y,
200.
and Z is what? 300. So now, cost divided by the unit to give us what? Cost per unit. Cost divided by the unit to give us what? Cost per unit. So find the cost per unit for me. Pearl, start.
The first one is
Let me start.
950. 950.
How did you get a 950?
142,500 over 150.
Okay. So what was you said you got 950?
Yes.
Pearl, the next one.
700.
Mm-hmm.
356.66.
So units 357. That's the cost per unit. So I've solved the total cost here. I've solved the cost per unit down there. Are we good?
Yes.
Amy, are we good?
Yeah.
Now,
Down.
we've done the traditional absorption costing. We've done this one. We are left with the what? Activity based. We are left with this one.
Wow.
We are saying is that all? We have no idea. We are left with the second one. So activity based costing. X, Y, Z. What is the difference between activity based costing and traditional absorption costing?
The way the overhead is computed.
That's it. So I'll just copy the direct material. I'll copy the same thing. I'll copy and paste the direct material, the direct cost, everything. I'll copy from here to there. I'll copy and paste the same thing here. So direct material, direct labor, direct costs. I'm going to copy everything. So direct material is 10,000, 15,000, 5,000, 45,000, 62,500, and 52,000. Then together gives me 55,000, 77,500, 57,000. Then I'll come the overhead. That will give the difference. Otherwise, everything is the same because we're only dealing with overhead matter here. So overhead. We also finish the final overheads in working A. So working A, what's the overhead for X? Another traditional absorption cost. What's the overhead for X?
87.
48,
Now, I'm able to
167,
explain it on the screen. You are not looking at it.
48.
167.
4816.
Okay.
Z.
C333,
What?
50,333.
Pearl, the last one.
I don't know. I didn't do that one.
Just imagine.
I'm imagining.
A, B, C, Z. What is the overhead?
92,500.
Then you find the total costs. You add them. That is the total cost. And when you add, what do you have?
103,167.
Well, the next one.
127,833.
Amy.
149,500.
When you are done, the same thing. Go and find the units. The units produced. The same units were produced 150, 200, and what? 300. So what is the cost per unit?
The first one is 688.
Cost per unit. The first one.
688.
688. Spell the next one.
639.1. Okay, so 639.
639. And Amy, the next one.
498.
That's it. We are done.
Oh God.
So I told you the difference between the activity-based costing and the traditional is the way the overheads are computed. The way the overheads are computed. The way the overheads are computed. Otherwise, they are all the same. And the one with the more difficult work is the activity-based. If I had used the CDR, we wouldn't have finished by now. If I had used the CDR, we wouldn't have finished by now. Because we will first go and do the CDR that, then come and multiply them by each of them. It would have been a long process. But the other one is good. So we are done with question 2. That's the question 2. We are done with this.
So Manuel, please, where we did the total absorption overhead for XYZ, that is part of additional workings.
Which one? Here and others?
Where we did the 1,250 times 70, the 50, and the 40.
I'm not getting it. Is it this?
No, it's after this, where we found the overhead for X, Y, and Z.
This? Overhead for XY, I don't get it. Is it CDR?
No, it was after we finished B.
Is it this?
No, it's okay.
Is it this? This? Look at it.
No.
Or this?
Yes. So this is
I'm listening.
Yeah, so this is a working. It's not. So it's part of. So it's not part of question B, or it is.
It's part of the question B.
Okay, all right. That's all I wanted.
So you have to compute the overhead attributable to each product, and there are two costing methods. So this one is the traditional absorption costing method for the overhead computation. And I'm saying you can choose one.
Okay.
You can choose one method. Don't write all that. You just choose one method. Right? And this is the one for the activity-based costing. This is the one for the activity-based costing. Because the overheads will not be the same, given the two different costing techniques. Look at the overhead for the ABC. X was what? 48,167. Look at the overhead for the traditional absorption for X. How much was it? 87,500. Page 66. Look at the overhead for Y. 50,333. Look at the under activity base. And the traditional absorption cost. Look at the overhead for Y. 62,500. And the traditional absorption cost. Look at the overhead for Z. 50,000. Then under activity based cost, look at the overhead for Z. 92,500. So they will never be the same. That's why we say that the two, what makes the difference between the traditional absorption cost and the activity base is the overhead. The way, in terms of computational terms, is the way or how the overheads are calculated under both of them. They are different, right? And you can see a snapshot from what we have done here. That the direct material under the traditional absorption cost and the direct costs comprising the direct material and labor, they are the same as the direct cost under the ABC, the direct material and labor, the direct material and labor. But the difference lies within the way the overheads are computed. Do we get it? The way the overheads are computed, they are not the same. The overheads are not the same. The overheads keep changing. I hope you get it. And because the overheads are different, it will lead to also different cost per unit. So look at X under traditional absorption cost, and the cost per unit is 950. Look at the cost per unit under X, 688. Look at the cost per unit under traditional absorption costing under Y, 700. Look at the cost per unit under the absorption costing for Y, 639. Look at the cost per unit for Z under the traditional absorption costing, 357. And that of the absorption costing for Z is 498. So it's different. Or they are all different. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Practice to understand the concept. That's very, very necessary. So please, Amy, you can end the session.
Okay.
We are done. So please practice.
Okay. Thank you.